Hi everyone, this is Satyajit. So in the last videos, we discussed about types of IP address like public IP, private IP, and elastic IP. And we also discussed about the VPC, how to create the VPC and how to create public and private subnet and how to create EC2 instance inside that subnet and how they will communicate with each other. We discussed everything in our last videos. If you have any doubt, you can just refer those videos. If any doubt, you can update me in the comment. I will help you out. So in these videos, we will discuss how, so in a environment, in the customer environment, they may have multiple VPC depending on the workload. Let's say they may have UAT environment, they may have productions environment, they may have development environment. Okay. So each generally they separate in different VPC because to separate their load. Okay. So now let's assume the customer having two VPC, let's say VPC A and VPC B. If you refer this diagram, so customer having VPC A and VPC B. So both resources are present and we know what is meant by VPC. VPC means one boundary. It means within the VPC, anyone can communicate with each other. If other VPC, they cannot communicate with each other. Okay, they cannot communicate. Then we will understand how they will communicate with each other. Now in this, if refer this diagram, there is a VPC A. Inside the VPC, one public subnet, one private subnet, and the CIDR is 10.0.0.0/16. And there is another VPC which CIDR is 20.0.0.0/16 and has two public subnet. And if you this is a server EC2 instance. Okay, so in each there is a EC2 instance is present. Okay, so now they want to communicate. Let's say this server wants to communicate with this server. Okay, so how this will happen? How this will happen? Let us see that. Okay, so if you refer this AWS console, right? So in the AWS console, we have VPC. We can just go to the VPC service and we have two VPC. One is VPC A, which is 10.0.0/16 range. And there is a VPC B, which is 20.0.0.0/16 range. If you go to the subnet and filter out the VPC A, it has two subnet. One is public subnet, one is private subnet. And we know how to call a public subnet. Public subnet route table, there must be an internet gateway. Okay. And like that, if you filter out the VPC B, then it has also two subnet. Public subnet B, if you go to public subnet and route table, there is the internet gateway attached. And in the private subnet, there is no route to the internet. Okay, it means it is remain private. And if you refer to the EC2 instance, you can just go to this EC2 instance, and in the EC2 instance, if you click on that and if you filter out VPC ID, okay, or let's say filter out the copy the VPC, 1 minute. Okay, we can filter out using the VPC. Let's say select the VPC A and copy the VPC ID, and here put the VPC ID here. Okay, and it has two instances. One is public server and private server. They both will communicate with each other. Okay, if you see the public server IP is 10.0.0.0.26 and private server it is 10.0.1.163. They both are in 10 series, so they can communicate with each other. Okay, and if we copy the VPC B range, like VPC B CIDR, VPC B ID, and you can just copy here VPC B. It has one server, right? We just want to check the communications between both. So it has one server, and if you see the IP address, it's 20. It's a different IP address, so they cannot communicate with each other because a different series. And okay, so now the requirement is how they will communicate with each other. Okay, so to make it communications, there must be required a VPC peering connections. So we have to do the peering between two VPCs. Okay, so if many VPCs are there, if you want communications between themselves, we require VPC peering connections. Then how to do the VPC peering connections? If you refer this diagram, once you do the VPC peering, there must be something called requester VPC, like which VPC we need to add, and there's something called acceptor VPC, then which VPC need to be accept the peering connections, right? So anyone can be requester, anyone can be acceptor. Like here, I just made as VPC A as a requester and VPC B as a acceptor. Okay, so you can just do the vice versa, anything. Okay, so now peering can be done in the same region. Like I am in the Singapore region. So in the Singapore region, if two VPCs, they can peer on multiple VPC, they can peer. That we call as a same region VPC. Same VPC, same region. if one VPC in Singapore region and one VPC in Mumbai region, that also can be peered. We call it as different VPC, different region. Okay. And now I am using my account. Let's say you have another account and you're one VPC and I have one VPC. If you want to peer, that also can be happen, right? So VPC can be done same region, same VPC, same region, different VPC. Okay, different region, different VPC. It can be done or different account. So between different account and different region or same region, every time, everywhere, peering connections can be made. Once the peering connection is there, now I have made the peering, and like everywhere routing table came into picture, routes, because the route will be decided how to reach to the destinations and how the communications can happen. Without routing table, if we do only peering connection, it is not going to work. Now, this server, this EC2 instance where my cursor is moving, wants to connect this EC2 instance. Now peering is done. Still, they will unable to communicate. Why? Because there is no route information, because they don't know each other. Okay, it means just basic example. If you want to move from place A to place B, okay, if you want to move to place A to place B, there is already route will be there. Okay, but if you don't know the route, then how you will go it? Okay, so you require something, let's say GPS, or you require something, or someone knows the route, then only you can reach. Already from source to destinations, route will be there, but you don't know, then you cannot go that. Like this way, peering is there, some route is there, this person to reach here, but how they will reach, like, so their routing table information should be required. Let's say the basic example, if a person A wants to connect to person B, okay, by phone, so person B phone number should be there with person A. Okay, this is one condition. Then if a person A called, then there another chance, person B may pick his call or may not, because maybe he is not picking unknown number. Okay, so in that situations, person B must know the person A number. Okay, if he save his number, if he will call, then he will receive it. So it means person A phone number should be present with person B, and person B phone number should be present with person A. So then the communications can happen. Here also same information, like this person or this EC2 instance wants to communicate with this EC2 instance. It means this instance route or this in subnet route should be added in this another route table, and this route information should be added in this route table. Okay, if you see this in the route table, this one 20.00.24 should be added, and the destination should be peering connections, PCX. Okay, peering connection starts with PCX, and here the 10 information should be paired with PCX. Okay, then only the communications can happen. Let us jump into the practical. We'll verify. Now both VPCs are there. Let me log into the server and I will enable the peering connections. It is going to work or not, you will see. Okay, now I will go to the VPC A instance, public server A, copy the public IP address, and I will go to the downloads, because in the downloads my key is present. Okay, SSH-I VPC EC2 testing EC2-user @ and IP, and once I do yes, the communication is present. Now I already logged in, so from here I will just make two connections to the public server using the private IP. If I do ping here, okay, now it's saying destination host unreachable. Okay, host is coming as unreachable. Or else another way we can do the telnet connections. If you do sudo su, we have to switch, and for telnet we have to install telnet. Okay, so you have installed telnet. Once the telnet is installed, and from there we can just do telnet and this IP and 22 port. Now see, if it is in trying mode, means it is unable to reach it. Okay, so now what to do? So now we'll just do the peering connections. Okay, so to peering connections, we have to go for this peering connections, and here we need to click on the create peering connections. Okay, and we need to give some name. Let's say give some random name, VPC A to VPC B. Okay, VPC A to VPC B. Okay, and see, as I said, requester VPC. The now requester VPC is VPC A. You can do anything, and it is saying it is which same account or different account. So it is means same account. It is in same region or different region. It is in same region. So now select the VPC B. And once that is done, create peering connections. Once you created the peering connection, if you see, it is coming for pending acceptance. So my requester VPC and the acceptor VPC both are in same region, right? So I just go to here actions and I can need to accept request. If it is in different region, you can just here, you can change to different region. From there, if you see, there will be a requester accepting request will come as it is same region. So here you can just go to actions and accept request. Now I have done. Now peering connection is active. If you do status equal to active, now peering connection is active. Still, if you make the peering telnet connection, it is not going to work. Why? Because peering connection is there, but there is no route. Okay, so how to redo that? As I said, you can just go to EC2 instance. Now this is the public server A. Now refer the diagram. Here, you need to add these informations, right? So you need to go to here and go to this route table, networking. Go to the subnet and go to the route table, click on this route table. Okay, and here routes and add the routes, and we need to give other informations, right? Where this is it, what is the CIDR range of that public server B? Okay, it is 20.0.0208, or it means 20.0.0.24. Like you can just compare it, right? You can just go to the networking and what is the subnet series? Okay, so this is 20.0.0.24. Okay, if you just copy it and go to this route table and add the route 20.0.0.24, and here peering connections. If you just PCX or peering connections, it is start with PCX and do it. One way is done. Now check the telnet communication. Still it is not working. It means person A has person B informations. Now we need to add person B to person A informations. Okay, now you can just go to the public server B and go to the particular subnet and go to this route table and click on this route table and routes and edit routes. And here you need to add the person A. It means VPC A information. So what is the VPC A IP? VPC, you need to go to the subnet and public A, right? CIDR is 10.0.0.24. So now you need to go to this and you can add 10.0.0.24 and here peering connections. Okay, and once that is done, save the changes. Now check the communications and just refresh it and do the telnet. If you see, now it's showing as connected. It means now the connection is established between. Okay, so now remember, peering should be first, someone should be requester and someone should be acceptor. And once that is done, then we need to make the route table changes. So route table change is very, very important. You need to understand the scenario. Like just understand that phone calling, as I said, the person A and person B. Person A number should be exchanged with person B and person B number should be exchanged with person A. Then only they can call each other and anyone can pick their call. Like this way is that, like this way, if you see the diagram, based on this diagram, you can understand. So this server IP address or server IP or else also subnet IP, right? Added to this route table and vice versa. Okay, once that is done, then you can able to connect it. So now the action item on you is create another server here and try from here to this server informations. So just make the communications happen. If you face any issues, just let me know in the comments. I will help you out. So the task is you need to create another server in private subnet, and both are different, right? There is no peering is there, but there is no route table exchange. So now you need to connect from here to here and here to here. You need to connect it. Okay, and let me know if you have any questions or any issues. Okay, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you.